Happy 4th of July weekend. I hope you guys are all enjoying it. A few things that I want you to know about this upcoming week. First of all, at midnight tomorrow night, you have 2 mastering assignments due. Those are your week 2 assignments. And you also have the video that you should have watched on the Ring of Fire and the quiz that you should take on Canvas with that. So all of your week 1 and week 2 assignments are now due, and those are the basis for your exam 1. So I've gotten a few questions. This next week will be time for your exam 1. Exam 1 can be taken in the TCC Testing Center. Okay, for complete instructions, take a look at how to take your exams on this online course. It's in your information module. But if you live within Leon, Wakulla, and Gadsden area, you will take your exam at the TCC Testing Center that is in the 2nd floor of the Fine and Performing Arts Center. Okay, so the 2nd floor of the Fine and Performing Arts Center, Testing Center. Bring your ID. You'll go in and they will tell you how to access it and give you your password to access it. It will be online in Canvas, but you won't see it until you go in to take it. So they'll give you your password. You will take the test. All of the tests in this course will be multiple choice and true and false. They will all be online. Test 1 is about 40 questions. And what test 1 covers? It covers everything under the module that says exam 1 material. So just to recap what that is, it was solar system formation, planet formation, characteristics of inner and outer planets, and how we get that information. So we study meteorites, we look at other solar systems forming, so how we get all of that information. Then we learned about the Earth's structure, that we have a core, a mantle, and a crust. There are 2 types of crust, the ocean crust and the continental crust, or lithosphere. How we get that information by studying earthquakes. So you had some information about earthquakes on there as well. Minerals, what was the definition of a mineral, and what are some properties of minerals. Make sure you are familiar with that. And then the 3 types of rocks, the basics on it, how each of them form. You don't have to know every single detail of all the names, but do know how they form. Be familiar with that. Let's see what else. Plate tectonics, that's a big one. So make sure that you understand the 3 basic ways that the tectonic plates can move. They can move together, right? And if they come together, they can either go up to make mountains. If they are the same density, if they're both continental crust, then when they come together, they crumple up. Nothing wants to go down. If one is oceanic and one is continental, then when they come together, just like you saw in your Ring of Fire video, one will subduct. That's the ocean crust. It is more dense, and so it will go underneath. It will melt as it goes down into the mantle, and the melt will rise. You'll get those big explosive volcanoes that you saw in the video. Those were stratovolcanoes. They were very silica rich, and so they were very explosive. So that was all around the Pacific. So that's one way they could move, is they could come together. The other way that you guys will have seen in your book and in your mastering is that they could move apart. That is a divergent plate boundary. Okay, so the first was a convergent subduction, and the second one is divergent. So divergent boundaries, when the crust splits apart, then mantle melt rises. That mantle melt is iron rich, and it makes ocean crust. So when plates spread apart, new ocean crust is formed, and as they continue to spread apart, then you actually get a new ocean basin forming. All of our ocean basins have formed this way. So that is a divergent plate boundary. And the third type is a transform, when they slide past each other. An example of this is the San Andreas Fault. So the 2 plates are sliding past. You don't get any new crust forming, you don't get any volcanoes, but you do get some shallow earthquakes associated with that. So look back through your notes on that. Make sure you understand those 3 types, where they formed, that you have very dangerous boundaries at the convergent subduction because you get both those volcanoes and you get the deep earthquakes. And make sure you can tell me some examples of where you would have those for me. As far as your extra credit discussion board, several of you have been posting on there and I've been watching it. If you had any particularly tricky questions, I went ahead and answered them. Otherwise, we'll wait to see if your peers will give you some answers so they can get some points. If not, then Monday night I will answer the rest of the questions that you have on there. So you won't get points at this point for putting questions on there, but you can still get a point or two for responding to other people's questions, and you can still put questions on there if you have them to get some help with other responses. Okay, so that's a good thing that you can use. So this week, 2 masterings due, 1 online quiz, and then your test opens Tuesday at 8 a.m. in the morning, and it closes Saturday at noon. So you can go to the TCC Testing Center and take it anytime between Tuesday at 8 a.m. in the morning and Saturday at noon. If you are taking it off-site, you should have already set up your proctor. I know at least one of you has done that. And that access code will be sent to your proctor so that you can take it at that site. If you have any questions, email me. Again, I encourage you to check your how to take an exam in this class just to make sure that you're ready for it. And good luck, guys. Let me know if you need anything or you need any help. I hope you are doing well. And this is longer than the last one. Sorry. Okay, good luck.